Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the review of the BNCF 8.4-inch Bpad Mini tablets. Let's get right down to it and we'll talk about the good and bad of this device. Alright, let's start with a quick unboxing of the device. BNCF, very generic, regular Chinese kind of brand. So we'll see what we have inside. And we first have the tablet. I'm going to put that aside for now and take a look at what else we have in the box. We have some stickers. Not going to show you that. And we have a user guide, which is multi-language, pretty generic. And let's see what is in here. And in here we have a pin popper. We have a charging brick, as well as what I'm guessing is going to be a USB. Oh, it's a USB to a USB-C cable. So interesting. So let's see what else we have in here. I doubt we have anything else, so there's nothing else inside the box. Let's put it aside and see what we got. Alright, so this comes in a fairly generic metal body. It is fairly light, so that's quite nice. It's got dual cameras on the back. There's a little plastic strip over here as well. Plastic, or yeah, it feels like plastic over there. On the front, you have your fairly standard screen. I'm just going to peel that off. And then we have a metal band on the side as well. And on this side, we have a SIM slot. And over here we have power button and two volume buttons. Up top we have a speaker grill, and down at the bottom we have speaker grill, and we also have a USB-C port as well. So let's turn this thing on and see what we got. Alright, now let's talk about the good and bad of this tablet. I gotta say, this thing is, it's very close to being a good tablet, but it's just short of one thing. So let's go through the couple of things that I want to show you first. So first, the display is good. I think it's about a 300 milliamp hour, or sorry, no, 300 nit brightness screen, 1920 by 1200, and it's pretty good. So let's take a look at this video here. All right, so as you can see, this is an IPS display and honestly looks pretty good. The colors are fairly nice and deep. The resolution is decent, and it overall looks pretty good. It's a 60 Hz display. It doesn't go up to 120 Hz, so if you're looking for that, this is really not the place you should be looking for it. I do like how the screen looks. It does look pretty good. It also comes with a pre-installed screen protector, as you can see over here. And the colors for an IPS screen are decently saturated, so it does look good to the eye. This is the major area that the Bpad Mini kind of falls down, and that is the touch screen. I suspect that the touch screen here, the touch sensor or the touch sensor they use for this tablet is a little bit smaller than what it currently has, because when I'm playing games on this tablet, once my finger touches the screen, it's very responsive. But what I noticed is that the delay between when your finger touches the screen and when it reacts, and when you swipe, for example, it's a little bit very slightly slower, and you can kind of tell if you are using it. So it's a little bit it feels laggy, but it's not laggy, because at first I thought that this tablet's really laggy, but it's not. It's every time you touch, it's there's a very slight, like, kind of latency between the touch and the interpretation of the touch, and then it kind of feels like lag, but it's really not. Alright, I'll give you a gander of the speakers right now with this song, which I usually use. As you can hear, the speakers here are very weak. There is almost no bass. The mids and lows, mids and highs are quite muffled. So overall, these speakers are not good at all. I would not recommend using these speakers. Use a set of Bluetooth headphones for this. Battery life on this, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, Snapdragon 685. So far pretty decent, maybe like 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, so not too bad. Again, talking about the how the UI feels, I think it feels fine. It's just that like the lag I was talking about, you can kind of feel it, and and it really feels like lag, even though it's obviously not lag. Just definitely feels like it. So, and the other thing as well is that the edge. So the edge swipe, for example, the edge detection is not very good. You see, I swiped from the edge the first time and nothing happened. I kind of thought I was doing something else, but this time it worked over there. So it does have, I want to say 4 gigs of RAM or 8 gigs of RAM. But this is a pretty decent performance tablet because it does fairly well in games as well. It does have Widevine L1, level 1, so that means you can watch high definition Netflix, Disney Plus, etc. So I'm going to open up Call of Duty and you'll see that it runs pretty well and that the touch sensitivity is quite good. It's just that when you touch and when it interprets, there's a little bit of lag there. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the gameplay, and honestly, it's quite good. You can see that the graphics quality here is set to medium. It looks good. The Snapdragon 685, even though it's a little bit slower than the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, it still is able to drive games at fairly high standards. So, so as you can see, like the touch, it actually looks decent. Like I have no complaints. It's just that the moment you touch, there's a little bit of a lag. But once your finger is on it, it looks pretty decent. So I'm just going to keep going here. Oh my goodness, I'm bad at this game because I do not like the touch screen. So yeah, honestly, this is a pretty competent gaming tablet. It's just that I don't know what's up with the touch, and I don't know if that's a fixable thing. And if it's not fixable, then it's almost perfect, this tablet. It's pretty close. It's just not able to get past that particular hurdle over there. Alright, I'm going to kill one more guy, and then we'll talk about the tablet. Okay. Alright, so my thoughts on this tablet is that it's hard to recommend. You know, first of all, we have that touch kind of issue where there's latency between your touch and when it interprets a touch. Makes it feel like lag, but it's actually not a laggy tablet. So I think maybe they skimped a little bit on the touch sensor, so it's a tiny bit smaller than what you would need on an 8.4-inch tablet. And yeah, the other thing is that the price of this tablet is $199 regular price. It goes down to $180. So it is a competent tablet. There is that touch issue, so maybe if you want to buy this for your grandmother and she doesn't notice a touch issue, this can be a tablet for that person. But then again, you can also just get something a little cheaper from All Do Cube, and that will do the job as well. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.